Hey, good morning YouTube. I'm the Tech Prepper. Today we're going to go over my go bag. Now this is a fairly new go bag for me. This is the 511 Rush 72-hour bag. This is a bag that I have not used extensively. However, I have used the smaller version, the 24-hour bag, for about the last three plus years. Now the first thing that I do keep on this bag is a small index card, and basically it's a reminder of all the stuff I need to take with me that are not in the bag. So it's things like my wallet, my phone, my plate carrier, my base layer, my jacket, my everyday carry items, my laptop, and of course the dog gear and the wife and all of those other things. But it's just a quick checklist that I typically have on the top here to remind me to bring everything I need. And the intended use for this bag is to make sure that if there's one thing I need to take in the house outside of the gear I carry on my person, it's already in here. So looking at the outer pouch, this was actually designed for, I believe, sunglasses. It has a nice felt interior. I carry an extra flashlight, and I like to have the items that I may need to access faster in an area that's easy for me to access. So I've got a Streamlight ProTech 2LX, and then I'm never going to have too many batteries. And I'm using the Olight battery carrying cases. I've got 4 CR123 batteries. I've got a small whistle. This is mostly something I have when I go backpacking. I've got some AAA batteries for my headlamp. I have a 2026 battery. This is for the optic on one of my carry pistols. And I have another backup just in case. And then I have a couple of other CR123s. So I have about 6 batteries plus the 2 that are in here. Okay, so that about does it for the pouch on top. This bag does have some compression straps because it does have a beaver tail. So let me unclasp those, and there are 2 on the beaver tail on each side. And on the side pouch I have a small kitchen sponge. This is used for cleaning and sanitation. And then I have a 40-ounce stainless steel clean canteen, so it can boil water and cook in this if I need to. And then I have a nesting cup. So this is pretty much my cook set. And water for, not quite a whole day. On the other side, we also have the other set of compression straps. And at this point, we're pretty much gonna let the beaver tail mostly out. I did throw in an extra jar of peanut butter, but mostly because I was concerned about the food situation, and this, I'll drop the weight pretty quickly as I go through this. So let's take a look at what's on the other side. And on this side, I have a larger fixed blade knife. This one is, I believe it's from Tops, and it has a ferro rod on the side there with the striker. Actually, the striker's on the knife. I actually don't like this. It's not a 90-degree angle, so I actually have a hard time with it. But I think this knife is called the Masters of Bushcraft, and it's received a lot of use. I've actually had to resharpen it, rehone it a few times. And there are some chips here for me batoning the heck out of this and processing wood. So I may have to take this over to someone to redo the blade for me. And then I have a bottle of Smart Water, and the reason I keep this one is because I can thread on my Sawyer inline filter. I'm gonna cinch back up the beaver tail here. And I do not have professional camera equipment, so my apologies in advance. Let's go ahead and reorient this. Okay, so I have some extra carabiners hanging off various places. In this top outer pouch, I have a Write in the Rain notebook, Sharpie, a small lead pencil, and then a Ranger compass. And this is usually what I carry when I go backpacking and have to navigate. There'll be a map in here depending on the area that I'm in. So for me, this bag also doubles as my backpacking pack. I've got a glow stick, so these are actually pretty handy to hang up and get some minimal light. This was a bag I got from one of the department stores like 10 years ago. I actually use it as a drop pouch just in case I actually have to pick up a bunch of items. It'll expand out to about pretty decent size, maybe 20 liters, 30 liters. And it looks like I've got another light stick here. And I haven't gone through the contents of these in a while. That's the other reason why I wanted to go through this kit. On the top here, I have a full-on trauma kit. This one is Breakaway. And this one actually is from Skinny Medic. And it has trauma shears, it has a couple of tourniquets. I have the cat's tourniquet in there, the rat's tourniquet I put in that one. I don't think it came with it. And packing gauze and Israeli bandage and basically everything you would find in a trauma kit. So this is also the kit I carry with me when I work at the range as an RSO. On the other side here, I have put on a 511 admin pouch. For me, this is mostly just a dump pouch. And it just says random things. So I do have some toiletries here. So hand sanitizer, chapsticks, some Neosporin, some eye drops, sunscreen. So just miscellaneous items that I typically have to pull in, pull out. I also have a small pouch here that has all of my cables. So iPhone charger, headphones, USB charger for my Olights, and a small 3500 milliamp hour battery pack. I do have a jar of salt tablets. I haven't broken into this. This is a new bottle, but I do go through these. Probably takes me about a year and a half to go through a bottle this size of salt tablets. And it looks like I've got a stick of Benadryl. Again, I like to go in the desert and I do get stung quite a bit. And then there seems to be a loose packet of Propel. And this pack is nice because it does have PALS webbing or MOLLE attachments pretty much on the entire pack. All right, so let's open the larger case here. So I have everything in Ziploc bags, and this is just a sanitization kit for me. I've got about 2 pairs of gloves, a bunch of single-use hand sanitizers, larger package of sanitizer, got a 2-pack there. So I probably have enough here for a couple weeks. So this is more than the 72 hours, and I don't mind the wait. Here's my toiletry kit. I've got some really old mini rolls of toilet tissue. This stuff must be almost 25 years old now. I actually even carried the dog poop bags with me in here just in case I need to bag my stuff up. And then I have some nicer wet wipes for myself. Another bag with just a single surgical mask. I did get a whole stack of about 15 from Olight for free, so thank you, Olight. All right. And the compartments here, I know it's not going to come out great on camera. I do need to get some new equipment once we get the viewer count up. But the management pouches in this bag are amazing. So in this pouch I have my Sawyer inline filter, and this is the one that threads onto the bottle of Smart Water. I have an extra pocket knife. This is a Benchmade, and my preference always is to have half serration, half straight blade. I have what I call a backup wallet. So this has an older ID. I know it doesn't, it's not valid, but at least there's some form of picture ID. And then I have cash in here and an extra credit card. So 2 is 1, 1 is none. Got an extra pencil here and also a pen. And then I have a handful of larger zip ties, and I have used these to replace quite a few things. I've had the clasps on my tent brake that secure the rods that go from one end to the other. So these are great to have for fixing just about anything in a pinch. And this is just my normal kit for my day-to-day, so mostly to brush my teeth and then also to wash my hands. So I've got hand sanitizers just about everywhere, so a lot of duplication going on, and then some nail trimmers and some disposable floss picks there. All right, I may be missing something in here. All right, so a couple other pouches here. Okay. All right, so this is the big one I want to talk about. This has a moleskin notebook, my US passport, and then I have all of my travel documents, birth certificate, social security card in an envelope here, and then waterproofed. And the reason why it's in this bag now is that given this current situation, I may have to leave, and I just don't want to have to find all of these documents. And there's another pouch on top, and this is the SAS Survival Guide. Believe it or not, this is also fun reading material for me on backpacking trips, and it covers everything from first aid to navigation to miscellaneous other survival skills. And I bought this at a secondhand bookstore for like $3, and it's an incredible size, and this will never run out of power, so great option. Okay, so that looks like it takes care of most of what's in here. I may be missing an item or two. This is a very large bag. And before we move on, let's take a look at the beaver tail. I'm not actually planning on using this as of yet. Those of you who are not familiar with the beaver tail, the point, got 100 feet of 550 paracord here. You never can have too much cordage. But the nice thing about a beaver tail is that this will lay flat and flush when not in use. But if you do need to carry anything you find along your way, you can actually uncinch this and carry a few more items. This is also good for things like helmets or even larger jackets. I may even drop in my EDC bag, that little gray carry bag I showed you from Haley Strategic, the Flat Pack Plus, would be something that could drop in here pretty nicely. Okay, let's go ahead now and open the main compartment. All right, quite a few items in here. Let's start in no particular order. Here I have an Otis cleaning kit for my pistol and my rifle. I have modified this for my own needs. For example, I threw in a bore snake that'll do 22 and 223, 556, etc. My own cleaning pouches, so I do want to be able to maintain my CCW, my full-size pistol, and my rifle. And I actually do test this quite a bit, so when we're on the road in the RV, this is the kit that I use to maintain my pistols and rifle. I do have a inexpensive tarp from Harbor Freight. I think I got this for free by buying something that cost me $2 or $3. So this could be used as a shelter, ground cover, you name it. Lots of different options. We'll probably do a video on tarps later. I like to be able to sleep well, so I have a small inflatable pillow here. This bag here basically is an extra change of clothes, waterproofed. I have a pair of pants, pretty much these pants that I wear almost every single day, a base layer, a pair of wool socks, and an extra pair of underwear. So just one change of clothes. This pouch here has my loadout for ammunition. I probably have about, I don't know, 200 rounds of just 9mm ball ammunition. I've got a box of 223, just 20 rounds there. My loadout plate carrier actually has most of my magazines. And then I have another 100 rounds of 9mm. So I probably have about 300 rounds of 9 and just 20 of 223. This bag is just a whole bunch of miscellaneous washcloths, bandanas, just for sanitization. I do have a dry bag here. And almost everything in this bag is waterproofed. I probably have, I think this is the third med kit in this kit, or maybe the second one. And this is the standard, not quite a boo-boo kit. It's somewhere in between the boo-boo kit and the trauma kit. I did do a separate video on this. So my wife and I each have the same pack here. So I think I'm covered on medical. I do have a bottle of ibuprofen, and I have 3 types of antibiotics. I do have a PDR for antibiotic self-prescription, and I also have a survival medical book that I also believe I showed in the skills acquisition video. And I pretty much have read all the sections covering all of the meds that I carry with me. So this will only be used in a severe grid down scenario, but at least I can treat a handful of bacterial infections. This is the charger for my ham radio. This is for the Yaesu FT60R. The radio is one of the items that's listed on my notes here, and that just clips to my plate carrier. I have an old iPhone 6. This is just a backup iPhone. I do top it off and charge it about every 6 weeks because they will discharge over time. And even if it doesn't have cell service, I can get on Wi-Fi if it's available, so it's nice to have a backup phone. Here I just have some miscellaneous charging cables, specifically for the 18650 cells for my larger flashlights. I have an encrypted 500 gigabyte external USB drive. I will do a separate video on this, but basically I have a backup of all my files in advance. Usually it's backed up within about 3 months. So if I can't bring my laptop, at least I have all my data with me, and it is encrypted. Just a larger roll of an ace bandage. These are extremely handy. In fact, I found out you can use these to help in the aid of treating snake bites, to immobilize the area to prevent further circulation of the venom. And then here is my fire kit. I have an Altoid fire kit, which I'll do in a separate video. Some candles, just miscellaneous items. There's dryer lint in here, cotton balls with Vaseline, multiple different types of matches, lighters. I do have a really nice Swedish fire still. When I go backpacking, this is usually one of the items that I carry with me on my person. And this really does shave off really large chunks, which I do love. And it has a striker. I usually don't use this. I tend to prefer the back of my Spyderco knife because it does have a very nice 90-degree spine. So I know there's a lot of stuff here in the kit, guys, but this is basically everything I need to bushcraft, get out of Dodge, do whatever I need to do. All right, so that's it for the contents of the dry pouch. Here is my 3-day food pack. I went over this in a separate video. I also went over the 5-year boat food supply. This one I believe has 3,900 calories, so another couple days of food just in case I need it. And you can see how big this pack is. I mean, it's very difficult to see on screen, but it is what they call 72 hours. At the top of this mesh patch here, I have a lot of my items for waterproofing. I've got a poncho, a heavy metal trash bag, which I could also turn into a poncho or completely wrap this entire bag. In fact, that's the actual reason. I do have a tarp, so I don't really need it as a ground cover. And then I have a bunch of smaller, tall kitchen bags that I actually can use for a variety of things. All right, so this takes us to the last set of compartments on the outer flap. And it looks like I'm over-prepared. I have a second set of clothes. I really don't need this, but again, it doesn't weigh anything, and I'm actually very comfortable with the weight. This pack comes in at about 50 pounds, and I'm a backpacker used to carrying about 65 pounds for upwards of 2 weeks, so it doesn't bother me at all. And then I have some gloves. I have a scarf in here. Oh, and then I have some rain pants. And then the last item I have at the top is an extra pair of glasses. So if you wear glasses, think about what you're gonna do if you lose your primaries. I do have the cleaning kit for the glasses with the spray, and then I have hearing protection just in case I have to use my firearm or rifle for any reason. So guys, this was a long video. I don't know how much editing I'm going to do, and I will apologize in advance for the quality. I'm still a new YouTuber, but we did cross 1,000 views. I think we're like over 1,100 as of today, and at 41 or 42 subscribers. So thank you for that very much. And be strong, be safe, and think about putting together a go bag just in case you have to leave in an emergency. Thanks all.